Welcome back to Creepcast. How you doing?
Hunter, be honest. What are we doing today?
I got killed by a bunch of flies.
That's the funniest thing. I think that's, far and away the funniest thing that has ever been recorded on Creepcast. Like, I don't think there's any comparison. Because, like, especially when a goon describes, you bent down and you look like you vanished. Like, what would you do? Right, if I was getting attacked by flies, and then you look to someone, you look back, I'm gone. What would you do if you thought I got taken by the flies, Claire?
I'm scared of flies. Back when I did like horseback riding lessons and stuff.
Uh-huh.
No. There were horse flies there, and those are nasty fuckers.
Yeah, why are the horse fly? Why the flies around the horse? Why is there a fly specifically named after its ability to terrorize horses? We're not questioning that.
They just evolved.
Yeah, they evolved to
That's just science.
be a menace to horses. I don't know, because I feel, how often do species evolve? Because there's like cohabitation between species, and there's allies and shit like that. Like the frogs that ally themselves with the spiders, and they have a mutually beneficial relationship.
You mean the frog and the scorpion?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you familiar with the tale of the frog and the scorpion?
I was referred to like a real biological thing, but I've never heard of the frog and the scorpion.
Oh, it's this is a real thing. It's old Chinese myth.
Oh.
Well, not myth, fable. Basically, the scorpion goes up to this frog, and he's like, "Hey, could you swim me across that stream?" And the frog's like, I'm not sure. I mean, that's a pretty scary thing to do. You're a scorpion." I was like, "Hey, I get that. I am a scorpion. I got that poison tail. I got these clippy claws. But hey, I promise I won't do it. And you'll swim me to safety, and everything will be cool. Everything will be dandy." Mm-hmm. And the frog's like, "Sure. Why not?" So he lets the scorpion get on his back, and they start swimming. And about halfway through, the scorpion stabs the frog and says, "Thanks for dinner." The frog, in his last breath, says, "You fool, now we're both going to die." As the scorpion then says, "Oh, I never said I couldn't swim."
Sounded like my ex-husband there, goddamn. I can include that.
Your ex-husband who was a scorpion. Who just was a scorpion.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't know that scorpions were like that, okay? I was unaware of this tale. Thanks for telling me. 5 years too late.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years since the divorce. You got that damn lawyer to steal everything.
That's a story my dad tells me like all the time whenever he's like referring to someone getting bamboozled. Also, because this is in his favorite samurai role-playing game, there's a class called the Scorpions, and that's like the ninja class. In which that's like literally the opening page, like like in D&D, like they have the descriptions.
Yeah.
Instead of having a description, it's just that fable.
It's just that good old wise tale.
Yeah.
You know, I think I've definitely heard that like specific story before. I don't think it was like the frog and the scorpion. I think like the version I heard was like, I don't know, the fox and the rabbit or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Which like doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I don't think either of them could swim.
I don't think.
Maybe they could like doggy paddle.
But also, like, why would a fox go to a rabbit's help for swimming? A fox is way bigger.
Maybe it was like the other way around. I don't know.
It doesn't mean,
Like that version of the story makes so much more sense. Or maybe it was like one of Aesop's fables that was like retooled or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know. That guy was a freak.
Yeah.
Just like in general.
I mean, he was talking about that crow that like got mad because someone took his cheese.
Yeah. Womp womp. The cheese thieves are out there, right?
Yeah. Even if you're a crow.
People of Earth, if you're on the planet, the cheese thieves are on the loose. We can't control them.
And they don't discriminate species.
They don't discriminate species. They don't discriminate. They're very equal opportunity cheese stealing, all right? They're very for equality. So they could steal your fucking cheese.
Well.
The
reason why I've done this wacky opening of the me pretend to be Meat Canyon is because we're going to rank almost every Creepcast on how easy, we could survive it.
Yeah. So
the ones we're not adding though are any of the grab bags and any creep TV.
Yep.
So yeah, I think for rules, I think S tier is nothing in your life will change at all, and F tier is I would rather be killed. Just killed immediately.
Death is a preferable alternative. And we cannot advise this enough. Go listen to Creepcast.
Go listen to Creepcast.
This episode will be. This is the last episode I've been loaded with Creepcast references.
Yes.
We gotta have like a Life in the World to Come came back, so we might have to have a
Life in the World to Come episode.
I don't know how, that one's a lot harder to do because like
that's way less mainstream.
It's way less mainstream and way less like tangible for, like this we have media to reference and talk about. For that one I can't just go up to and be like beat the boy, come piss shit, beat the boy.
I want to fuck Birdie the early bird special.
We got a questionnaire from 3 months ago. They haven't responded in a month. They're dead.
They're dead.
Oh, did they ever get back to us? No. I love that fucking opening. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to Life in the World to Come, the podcast, and just listen to the latest episode. The first one they've released in months.
Yeah, first one they released in months. Literally just listen to the first 5 minutes.
The first 30 seconds.
Dear person will, if you don't make a video, release an episode, the next week I'm going to die. Shit.
When was that? It was a month ago. Did they get back to us? No. Well, with that, let's get started. Let's begin.
So,
first, Ted the Caver.
Ted the Caver. Now we do have to. Now I will say that's one rule is we can't just do like I would never go into a cave.
Yeah.
We do need to play by their rules of us being cavers.
Exactly. Like because otherwise you can avoid probably all of these. Like just don't go to the cave. Don't go to the.
Don't choose to play the left-right game.
Yeah. Don't fucking go to the stairs in the woods. Don't have parents. Like it's all of these are very simple things to just avoid. But
so with this, I will say with Ted the Caver, while yes we did this, I will say basically we are up to the dog episode.
Up to the dog episode.
So yeah, basically that's us. That's how far we are.
Okay. So we're putting that dog in there.
Yes. In which case, I would say I would survive it, but I would personally say C just because I think that nagging would still be there, either wanting me to go further, which would immediately put me into a D tier. Like worst case scenario, this is a D tier.
I think because we're quantifying this based on how good we would survive this, right?
Yeah.
And let's assume just we have you get your foot stuck in something and you die a dumb cave death. You get stuck in the nutty putty cave type.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with that. Just based on the supernatural ethics of it, it's definitely an allure of the deep that is the main danger. Right? And me personally, I feel like I can resist the allure of going into a cave. I might not be able to resist the allure of digging a hole, right? Which I did.
Yeah.
Me and my older brother, there's a hole currently under my deck. I think it's partially filled up by this point, but it was several feet deep.
Did you guys start digging?
We started years ago. We started digging a hole. William and my older brother William and all of his friends, and me and Gavin, my twin brother Gavin, joined in. We all just started digging a hole in the backyard. We got several shovels. It was under the deck. The dirt was soft and malleable, and we got pretty far. I think we hit something solid because eventually my parents were like, "Hey, stop digging a hole in the backyard." And then I watched the latest video by Jacob Geller. Also, we highly recommend that film.
Yeah.
I just got fucking jump scared by Bright Mike
because I moved him. Yeah.
This whole time, my hair has been blocking this side of the room. I swoop it out of the way.
Where did his hats go?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Where are his hats?
Oh, they fell on the floor.
Because I know I moved him because I wanted my stuff to be on better display.
This one is my hat for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why you left.
It's Fright Mike's now.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just gonna use it.
I just wanted my stuff to be on better display.
Yeah.
And Mike was blocking it.
Yeah, and nothing's over here. So
yeah.
I'm so glad we have the visuals for it. We have YouTube Shorts. After this, let's record a brief sample of my POV, honestly, just sitting here, and then we do one of those things where it's like a normal video. You pan over, it's Mike. We pan back to you. We pan back. Mike is incredibly close to the camera.
But what were you thinking for 10? I'm thinking C tier.
C tier probably makes the most sense. I could probably resist the allure of going that deep into a cave. if we had to put my dog in there, he would not be able to get through the hole because he's a fat dog.
And if we were to put Katie in there, she would be able to fit through. But
she would join the boogums.
Yeah, she would willingly. She would see the boogums like, ah, shit. You guys got ball?
Oh shit. Y'all playing? Like, got room for me? Like, shit.
Alrighty.
Next up,
Jeff the Killer.
Jeff.
This is a serial killer
This
story.
is a serial killer story.
I'm gonna say A tier.
Probably A tier, yeah.
At the end of the day,
Supernatural serial killer story.
Not even barely supernatural.
I mean, I don't know. Did he like punch a guy in one hit
yeah,
and insta-kill
I
him?
don't think that's. I think that's just because a kid doesn't know how anatomy works.
Well, look, we have to. The thing is, we're not factoring in these stories like how well they're written.
Yes,
we're factoring in.
The
lore as
the lore,
presented.
Yes.
In which case, this guy.
Yes.
It's not the black hoodie guy where he just like punches someone and then internal bleeding, but like.
Still.
It is scary. It's no good.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I do think it is a serial killer, and as long as you follow all the basic rules that were kind of put out in the 80s during like the serial killer peak.
Yep.
It'll be you'll be able to handle it fine.
Yeah, so A is you'll be able to handle it fine, and then F is you're dead, right?
Yeah.
Death is a preferable.
Well, S tier is literally nothing changes.
Yeah, nothing changes.
A tier is like, you might want to change your locks, but that's about it.
Yeah. With Jeff, I don't know. Look, if I'm straight fighting him, I'm probably dying, but I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. I'm currently in high school. I'm this fucking close to being free. I'm I'm like 2 months out from. I'm a month out from being free.
Yeah.
22 days. I'm almost free, Claire. It's close. I'm 22 days away from not having to worry about Jeff the Killer anymore. I see him in the halls every day. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a few guys at our
I was about to say.
Now that I think about it, not to name any names, you know who you are.
I don't even think you're listening to this.
And if you are,
fuck you.
I was about to say thanks for the support, I guess, but
nah, fuck you.
But getting back into it,
yes.
Jeff the Killer is a solid A tier. We could probably survive this basic serial killer bullshit.
Yeah.
Next up is the Stairs in the Woods.
Woods.
This is a tricky one. Isn't it several stories?
It's several stories, but all
in one world.
Yeah. And which is kind of like, I guess you're like kind of part, even though you're not trained of it and like it, but you are basically part of an SCP foundation in this story.
You're like a park ranger that's a part of that.
Yes.
So
in which case, I feel like as long as you follow protocol,
maybe
I would say B tier.
Yeah.
Because, like, you are literally given a guidebook of what rules to follow to survive. Ted the Caver, it's a very similar situation to Ted the Caver, only unlike Ted the Caver, you have instructions that you can
I definitely
follow.
agree there. The one thing I'd say is, I might want to honestly bump this down to C tier because isn't it that in the story one of the the narrator goes up and like approaches one of the stairs and then they find someone dead, right? Yes. So if you were to for some reason go missing or just someone else messes with the stairs, that could implicitly trigger back at you. Yeah. Right? Because you're dependent on your survival, you not being an idiot, and everyone else working with you also following that protocol, which I feel like bumps this maybe a little lower.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
Because I could trust myself not to enter that cave. I could trust myself to not go to those stairs. Ah, shit.
Double shit. This thing is also no, because I'm using the charger right here. I have a charger in my room.
Yeah.
So.
I can keep these people occupied.
I will be right back.
I only have my phone charger. Yeah. Well. Chapter 1. Dagon. I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more. Penniless and at the end of my supply of the drug, which alone makes my life endurable.
I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below. You do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read the hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
All right. So Stairs in the Woods, I should put
Stairs in the
C?
Woods. Yeah, I say Stairs in the Woods is definitely a C tier because
Yeah.
there's a lot more going on than just that feels out of my control. Next up is the Russian sleep experiment.
Yes.
Are we the Russians or the experiments?
I'm saying we are the testers.
We are the testers. We are testing the okay.
Yes.
As we're doing the experiments.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I mean, probably. Because a few of them died, right?
A few of them were killed when they were released. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because this is a tricky one because this story is also very. It's with some of these creepypastas, right? That are like old and gold. It's definitely like a concept, right? But like this definitely has. I think Hunter said in the episode, like the Russian sleep experiment has all the great makings for something for greater potential for like a really good movie or a really good like book.
Yeah.
This is more like, hey,
the building blocks of it.
yes, in which I feel like given the information we have, I don't know, because it's definitely a risky thing, right, to do, but right, you also have the backing of was it the Soviets at the time?
Yeah.
To the degree where it's like I feel like because depending on when this was it 70s?
Yeah.
Okay, because 70s by that point.
It was late 60s, early 70s. Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been late Stalinish, early Khrushchev, which whoever was premier after Stalin. I'm blanking on his name. So yeah, you definitely would have had definitely a lot of good investment into the sciences, especially in the 60s, because for the 60s that was the space race.
Yeah.
And they were investing a lot into sciences. So honestly, pretty good odds of being okay by the end
I think
of this.
B tier.
B tier probably makes a lot of sense because there's still definitely a high
There's
risk.
the unpredictability of the fact that you're basically turning people into monsters.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But ultimately, I'd say it would end up all right.
And I'm putting you here. You're going right there.
Well, they can't see that.
Okay, so the next one was Baraska.
Okay, yeah. Look.
If you don't know anything about Baraska,
It's-
if you're AMAB, you're perfectly fine.
Kind of. You might date your cousin.
You might date your cousin. Like, yeah, that the
You
way.
will date your cousin.
If you're AMAB, you're gonna date your cousin. But other than that, you're fine.
If you're AFAB.
If you're AFAB,
Oh god.
just leave. You have one option and one option only.
Welcome to Baraska.
Leave.
Leave. Go away.
Our only attraction is leave.
Like, it's not that this is particularly, like, deadly. This is that you leave.
Yeah, no. We're putting you in
period.
F tier because I would rather die.
Death is a preferable
Death
alternative.
is preferable. Like, I think D tier is automatic. Like, the situation will automatically kill you.
Yeah.
F tier is you wish you were dead.
Yeah. Like, fate's worse than death type.
In which, yeah, I think being put in a breeding farm. Yeah.
But yeah, Baraska, F tier.
F tier,
Bad. Awful.
bad.
Boo.
Funny
Stay
enough,
away.
with that, we have our next. I think the next one will be S tier. It's my dead wife messaged me on Facebook. Because, like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just like, you're being harassed by a Facebook ghost.
A Facebook ghost. Delete Facebook.
Yeah, just delete Facebook.
That's. I mean,
not only
look,
will you be happier as a person,
you won't be radicalized, and you won't have to worry about your dead wife messaging you. Delete Facebook. This is real life practical advice for you all.
Yeah.
Delete Facebook. Like right now. If you still have Facebook,
kill yourself.
yeah. Honestly, why are you doing that to yourself? Who's up next?
Pen pal.
Ooh.
I say F tier.
I mean, yeah.
The sheer amount of guilt I
Yeah.
would feel if I was the narrator in Pen pal.
Oh yeah, it's an incredibly tragic story, and in my opinion, probably the best written
Yes.
tragedy of any of the stories. But like in terms of just like actual survivability,
Like, no, I'd survive it.
yeah,
Yes.
survivability. It's like probably an S tier, right?
But,
'Cause
yeah,
the
I
guy
don't-
wants you alive.
Thing is, I don't want to survive that.
Easy F tier.
Like, yeah, I would not. The fact that basically all of my friends are dead. Yeah, no, thank you.
It's definitely like crazy too, because like the story, the way it unfolds, right? Like, Pen Pal is my favorite. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Creepcast
Oh,
story,
yeah.
like hands
No,
down.
I recently re-listened to it.
We were explorers. Fuck!
Yes.
But go listen to, if you listen to any episode.
Literally, I think my my new Discord status is oh no, it's still a gas keep girl light gate boss.
Yeah. You'll have to do that, by the way. Gaslight.
Yeah. No, gas keep.
Gas keep. Gate light girl boss.
Yeah.
No, fuck.
Girl light gate boss.
Yeah, you all have
Which,
to
funny
do that.
enough, gas keep and gate boss both sound like D&D jobs.
I cast gate keep.
I'm the gate boss. And then gas keep is just like a guy who basically just like sets up the lanterns. Anyway,
All right, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
Where are we next?
Left right game.
Ooh, this is tricky.
Yeah.
Cause
I feel like we get into another stairs in the woods situation.
where there's so much going on.
But you are also given a clear set of rules.
And do you have Rob with you? Is the main thing.
I would say yes, but you're in the entire caravan. You are in an additional car in that setup.
Yeah, because that gets tricky. Because like, also I guess that depends on like, because if we're going in knowing like, hey, right, this is everything.
We go in knowing as much as Alice does.
So, yeah, if I feel like I would start believing at the.
I mean, the second I see that man fucking warp,
yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't pick him up. Right, initially, like if we were skeptical, like, oh, crazy guy, and then I imagine me and you we're in the big RV we're gonna get. Yeah, right, we're driving around with a caravan.
Well, Rob would yell at us for getting a big RV because it is not good for that trip.
I don't know, actually.
The off-roading.
It's not the most maneuver. Yeah, it's not the best maneuverability or like driving, but it has the best like livability.
Yeah,
and you don't have to worry about like gas and like resources.
Yeah.
There. Especially if it has like a built-in little shower thing, you have that's a lot of water that kind of infinitely recycles there. So it's definitely the best for just pure survivability, but it wouldn't be the best at.
Do I need to remind you what happened to Ace?
I know what happened to Ace.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Look, that's Ace's problem.
Yeah, but it would be our problem if we had an RV, because we would not be able to get around that tree.
We can drive over it. Look, I'm thinking monster truck RV, alright? Well, God, I could probably just take my Wrangler.
Yeah, no, that's an actually good car.
That's what they took in the story. It's a green Jeep Wrangler.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like a camo thing, but still, like, a Jeep Wrangler is what they have, and I have Rob Guthard's car. Yeah,
I will say, you saying take an RV is really funny because I was watching this anime called Zom 100, and basically it is about this guy who worked in one of those awful companies in Japan, like the hyper abusive ones.
Oh yeah, all of them. What? You mean all of them?
Yeah. But basically, the zombie apocalypse happens, and he's just so happy.
He's like, thank God, I'm free.
He comes up with this big bucket list
that's so
of like everything he wants to do, and the entire show is just him doing his bucket list.
Yeah. You know those animators were living out their fantasies through that show.
And there's an episode, like his main vehicle is an RV, nice. And basically through this, the team consists of his childhood best friend, this one like super edgy stereotypical survivor girl, and then they later get this literal weeaboo, like a girl from Germany who moved to Japan the day of the apocalypse because she wanted to like be immersed in Japanese culture.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Like she is like literally, I studied the blade.
I studied the blade. Okay.
So she shows up way later. So originally it's just the edgy survival girl and then the two friends. And they're like, hey, we need to get an RV. And they keep like going to all the gimmicky ones. And then she's like, no, we need to be practical about this.
Please, think for 2 seconds.
Like, nah, we want to get the one that looks like a boat.
We'll get the banana one. Hey, can we have our RV be banana shaped?
No, I'm going to find the cheapest one that fits our
budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm job hunted now.
Yes. As am I.
Yeah. I had a train of thought about that. Oh yeah. All right. So we're out. Let's say we would somehow make it all the way out to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is Phoenix in the thing?
Yeah.
All right. Let's say there's a caravan taking a left and a right.
Yes.
What if we just start tailing it? That's the scenario we're in for the left-right game.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm saying this is the plan for next summer. We're gonna find them. Add Phoenix.
Honestly,
Arizona.
I think that would be added to the list and just one day just drive around the city taking that. Would you be
do
down?
the left-right game in Phoenix,
I
Arizona?
mean, as long as we see the tunnel and choose to not go in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or if we do go in it, would we be so bold?
Would we be so bold?
Would we be so daring as to enter the left-right game in a fucking RV, in the cheapest RV we can find?
Not the cheapest we can find, but like.
The Breaking Bad, the one they used in Breaking Bad.
That one's way too big. That one's way too out of our price range.
I don't know.
I was
What
able
if
to
we
find
wanna
like a
start
nice
meth lab?
2-bedder, and that one I
Yeah.
think works. And basically how it works is the kitchen table folds into a bed, and then above the steering wheel, like driving
there's a
part,
bed
is
there.
the bed there. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, and because you're taller, I think you'd get the kitchen table one.
Yeah, probably.
So you don't hit your head on the. Yeah.
Yeah. But we still haven't ranked the left-right game.
Yes.
Probably because it's so hard to quantify.
I would say D tier.
Probably D tier, yeah, that makes sense.
I think I would probably die.
Almost certainly
But I
die.
would think it would. I personally think it would be worth it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. To find this other dimension. I think, like, especially, I mean, obviously, if we're going into, like, the fabled trip, like, at the very end there, yeah, everyone dies there. Like, that's how spoiler, that's how the fucking story goes. Womp womp. You should have seen this coming. We're talking about every episode of Creepcast here.
I will say, I know how to beat the Silent City. Fireworks.
Yeah.
I mean, like, think about it, because, like, you shoot the fireworks.
It's like in a quiet place, you know?
Yeah.
The sounds just boom.
Yes. So, basically, the fireworks, yeah, there will be a slight crack from, like, when you light it and it flags off. But that's going to be nothing compared to the explosion.
Yeah.
You know, that's at least 300 feet away.
Yeah, Roman candles, you shoot them far
Yeah.
away, just like get all the distractions out of the way there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That'd be a fun game to play another episode. How would we beat every episode of Creepcast here?
I mean, isn't that kind of what we're doing?
It's kind of, this is just survivability, but like coming up with
Yeah.
like a full detailed
Oh,
plan.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, like left right game, like how would you survive?
Of course, we need to
Paradise, like-
narrow out some of the ones that are bad for surviving.
Yeah, Stairs in the
i.e.
Woods.
I would actually think Stairs in the Wood would be a fun one because like that'd be us from the view of a ranger. I'm referring to like the Jeff the Killer because it's
Jeff,
like,
yeah.
oh, what am
Shoot
I
him.
going? Yeah, A, shoot him. B, I will look at what the police put out in the 80s because they would actually put out documents for when serial killers because the 80s had so many serial killers.
Because they kept putting fucking lead in everything.
Yeah.
Pet rocks would not have been a thing otherwise.
Yeah.
Baby boomers all have lead poisoning.
Yeah. Next is the like Gregor something.
Gregory.
Yeah.
It's just like Gregory, but like for
Yeah.
for one of for the F's or something like that. The F's. Gregory doesn't have an F in it. For the Y.
Hey, I'm Gregory. I'm Gregory with a B, and I'm afraid of bugs. Where's the B? There's the B. Alrighty.
Gregory with an F. Greg. But,
Anyways, basically this
A.
is like shitty stolen tongues.
yeah. It's like the S tier is just I'd survive
Yeah.
this easily.
Yeah.
This is nothing. Like it was very interesting. Like I bet it was just like a project someone was doing, and it was well done for like what it was. But I don't know, those like big eggs in the woods and
Yeah.
like all that other shit. Yeah.
All right.
Next up.
The man in the basement is better at mimicking voices. So I got Marcus here. I'm safe.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Dude, you have Marcus here. You don't need to worry
need to
about
worry.
anything else.
Marcus
okay?
Solo's
That's
fiction.
like saying, hey, like it's like being a commoner in the Avengers universe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say A tier.
Yeah,
For
probably
that
A tier.
reason,
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah,
You
you
still
know,
could
a
die.
monster could kill me, but also like.
You know.
Apparently, there's just the government has a branch of people
Yeah.
for this.
Goddamn. I still want them to read the rest of the parts because it was a very Goonies like they were going for it.
Yeah.
They read all of David fucking King, which we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
We'll get to that one.
We'll get to him.
We'll get to that
We'll
one.
get to David King.
Next is 1999, aka Mr. Bear Cellar. I'm gonna say in this one we are a child watching the show.
You're a child watching the show.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a tricky one because if you
I
end
mean, I
up in
feel
the
like
cellar,
that's just if we're end up in the cellar, we're automatic. I guess it kind of boils down to
do you get in the cellar?
are our parents good?
Do we have our parents currently? Because my parents probably would not let me go to the cellar.
My parents would. My parents, like, had. I shit you not. My mom and dad literally had to like talk to. If I was gonna hang out with someone, my parents had to know the other people's parents for at least 3 weeks.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
But.
Like Seth met one of his really close friends, and the only time they were able to have their play it so quickly is because it was at a McDonald's play place.
That's the worst place I feel like you could have it.
Because like so that way both of the parents could talk in a public place.
Yeah, but like I don't know, I don't trust McDonald's play places in any circumstance ever.
Actually, okay, so I'm not sure if this was a dream or like a fractured memory, but I swear that. For some reason, despite the fact that there was a closer one, my grandma, whenever we would do like McDonald's play place thing when I was like really little, would drive us 45 minutes away because there was this one play place that was 3 stories tall and just a big tree.
Oh shit! I never heard of that one.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if it was real.
Or if you just hallucinated it.
Yeah, if it was just like a thing I made up or like branched together. Yeah.
I know there's the one like down that way, like up the road from here, up by what was the Walmart and what was the Home Depot. Everything there died in that region. I know about that play place, but I didn't know about the 45-minute away tree one.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I don't know. Add that to the road trip list. See if we can find. Probably not. There's I mentioned it before in the podcast, Quentin Reviews. He did all the Nickelodeon show reviews. He's also he's visiting every like special McDonald's, like the rock and roll one, the dinosaur one, like all the unique ones, and doing like kind of basically just a documentary around how they're dying.
Yes. No, I've actually been to like America's largest McDonald's, the one in Orlando.
Yep.
It's really cool because the second floor is just an arcade. Also, at that McDonald's, they serve pizza and pasta.
It's barely McDonald's though. But I mean, the crazy thing is that McDonald's is at a war with all of its unique locations that are profitable and all of the gentrified. Oh, you come in here, you get a coffee, like all the sanitary, clean image. Yeah. Because the biggest complaint about the unique ones was that they're dirty as shit. Yeah. They're not clean at all.
I've also gone to the turquoise McDonald's.
Ooh, yeah. Isn't that the one with near the military base? Or
yeah, in Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you know how there's that closed down Odyssey Fun World? By the CarMax. Every time I drive past it, I see at least 3 lights on.
Okay.
B, every time I think, damn. One of these days, I'm going to show up there with a hammer, and I'm going to break in and explore.
All right, add it to the road trip list. Like we're saying, add it to the road trip list. It's like 40 minutes away from here.
Yeah, not even.
It's not. Yeah, no, not even.
It is a 20-minute drive.
It's a 20-minute drive away from here. Hey, first stop.
We could do it right now.
We could do. All right,
I'll grab my rubber mallet.
All right, I'll get the equipment all hooked up. All right, we're on the road now.
Dun 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 dun.
Claire, keep your eyes on the road.
Okay, we're here. Come on.
I cut out most of the. Okay. We're safe so far. Hit it. Oh shit, we're going in.
Alright, so entering, have you ever been in the Odyssey Fun World before?
I've never been here before.
Awesome. So I have like 3 times. So the main room is arcade. Then if you take like from the door, and if you take a left, you get into like the party area, which is a stage of animatronics, and then a labyrinth of it's like not a labyrinth, but it looks basically like a prison. So there's like the stage and like the big hall, which is like a mess hall, and then there's like basically cells, and those are like the individual party rooms.
Wait, we're here at the building now. The cells you mentioned, the near the stage. See over there?
They're all chained up.
Why? Why are they?
Okay, we're gonna ignore.
We're good.
Should we? should we look behind the curtain of the stage to see if the animatronics are there?
We played FNAF.
That's
Of course
the
we
thing.
should.
That's the thing. I want to like make sure.
You have a mallet.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll be
I
fine.
feel like I might make things. I want to open the curtain just to like know they're there, so I can keep track.
Yeah, you know, in case we get Five Nights at Freddy's.
In case we get Five Nights at Freddy's.
We're gonna wake up one day. We're gonna find a paycheck and we got work now.
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard is
gonna be like,
you got one chance, kid. You got one chance.
I want you to spend 5 nights at Odyssey Fun World.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
So yeah, basically it's the prison-style party rooms, and then the big arcade. And in the very back is the basically turnstiles that lead to the mega play place that is there.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's fucking huge.
Yeah. It's a labyrinth.
yes.
It's a labyrinth up there on its own.
And then if you go up, like, 'cause then there's an upstairs above the arcade.
Yep, over there. We're here. Remember?
Yes, above the arcade is there, in which it has a laser tag arena and bumper cars.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of exploring to do.
We got a lot of exploring to do,
I don't
but I
know.
think while we keep exploring,
Yeah,
we gotta,
I think
we
while
gotta
we're in this
continue-
location,
while we-
we continue ranking Creepcast.
Yes. Yes. So Mr. Bear Seller, I'm gonna say C tier because it
probably
really
C
depends
tier.
on
It depends on a lot.
who
C-tier
your
is-
parents are.
C tier is very variable. Alright. Oh, the computer is very laggy.
Yes,
Next
because
up.
I've had it for like 5 years.
Yeah. What's up next?
Um,
Can't see
showers.
it. Shower. Ooh. Does anyone die in the showers? I don't think so.
No.
It is a very ominous threat that we don't have a lot of information on. Oh wait, no, his friend, the teacher's
Yeah.
friend. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
actually he dies.
I'm saying I'm automatically thinking B tier.
Yeah, B tier makes sense because I mean, at worst, the main character goes through some like spooky stuff, but in the end of the day, it wasn't the worst.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the important parts of that episode were Mr. Wellers and Jacoby, you know.
Yeah.
Which it's crazy that like that episode dropped both of those characters.
Yeah.
Mr. Wellers. Oh shit, probably shouldn't. Hey, I saw something rustling from behind the animatronics. We should probably keep it down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know if it's just the wind because we busted a hole into the wall.
Yeah.
You busted. It was a giant hole.
It was.
How
yeah.
strong are you?
I'm honestly a little scared. I'm a little scared. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you.
This is an abandoned. Look, there's nothing going.
No,
on.
I didn't know I was able to do that.
Yeah, look, we have nothing to worry about. Just don't hit me.
yeah.
Please,
yeah.
please. I will be obliterated.
Here, wait. Actually, I found a sled pipe. Just in case anything happens, you should have something to arm yourself
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Because I have my hammer.
Yeah, you have a hammer. I have a microphone right now, so
Yes.
this isn't gonna.
You have a microphone, but now I got a lead pipe.
Now I'm dual wielding. Right? The audience is gonna hear firsthand if any. I almost said if any intruders. As if,
We are the
as if
intruders.
any other intruders think it can move in on our turf.
Because we own this place now.
We do fucking own this place. Oh shit! You said this laser tag arena.
Yeah.
Armor.
I don't want to go into a maze right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the arcade is already organized like a maze.
Yeah.
Like,
this whole building is a maze.
yeah.
This is such a good horror setting.
Yeah.
Honestly, now that I'm sitting here terrified, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm.
I could see, I could see it just all around.
I think the biggest thing that is confusing me is who moved all the arcade machines to make it be so labyrinthian. Because like,
Yeah, it definitely wasn't
when
like
I've
this.
been here in the past, it's a normal arcade,
Yeah,
just
it's a
normal
bunch of
lines
rows.
up. Someone's organized it to not be like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can answer that after we get to finish up this.
Yeah.
Creepcast.
So this one doesn't count.
Grab bag. So moving
No,
on.
this is the subreddit review.
Oh, yeah.
This is No End House.
No end. Ooh. How do we end this? Because it ended with him being in the no end house.
Yeah. I'm gonna personally say F tier
Yeah.
because basically you're just in eternal nightmare
Hell,
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of your different aptitudes are being tested actively.
Yes.
In order to determine like.
And for what seems to be eternity from what the story shows.
Yeah, what it implies, such a punchy ending, like,
Uh-huh.
it implies you're basically just in hell now.
Yeah.
Next, is that a grab bag?
Yep.
Skip!
Hold on. Actually, we're gonna.
Anyway, so,
Next up
Tommy
is
Taffy.
Tommy Taffy. Yeah, no, I'm better off
better
dead.
off dead.
I'm better off dead.
Nah, better off dead.
I'm better off not being alive anymore.
Like, look, no offense to anyone who lived in Tommy Taffy, no offense to those fictional characters, alright? Half of them are like...
I would be Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
I would be Kurt Cobain.
Yeah! Like, I would. You kill yourself before you put your values
Yeah,
down. Like,
yeah.
What's up next?
Next is my girlfriend's peeking around corners.
Mm-hmm.
She tries stabbing at you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
but
other than that, I think an A.
I don't know. She does do some freaky shit and is implied to be persistent. So I'd say maybe a B. It's like
Oh, yeah, no, because she does stalk you.
Yeah, it's a little bit below Jeff, because like Jeff is one teenager, but this has a bit more implicitly supernatural elements, giving it credence. Can you smell something in this abandoned building? Like, did they not clean out any of like the food or like the prize ticket shit?
I don't know.
Something smells like rotten.
Yeah.
I really gotta get some janitors on this place.
Oh,
well.
Yeah.
So
Next up is psychosis.
Because you're not technically in imminent danger, but the main
You
threat
also
is...
are?
Yeah, it's weird. Because you're refusing... Because I don't know, how would you react if I started acting like that one day? Like, I was like, hey...
Everything is fine.
Ah, fuck!
You're just being crazy. It's okay to come out.
You can't get that out of me. You can't fucking say that to me. You can't tell me that. I'm a hero.
Gouge my eyes, gouge my eyes.
They're in your brain. They're in your brain.
But no, I love Psychosis as a perfect like alien story.
But I guess the question is, how do we rank it here? Because you could, by the end of it, technically we survive, right? But like if we were to be put in that alien situation, I'd say 9 times out of 10 we probably wouldn't make it though.
Yeah.
Like, we would be a part of the people.
I'm thinking D tier.
Probably D tier, yeah. Like it's either death or you're locked up for eternity kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know, in the silly house. You highlighted everything.
Fuck.
Yeah. You don't want to go to the silly house, you know?
Feed the pig.
Now this is a tricky one because you do die.
Yeah, you're already dead.
But that's, I guess, a few of these. You have to explore the concept of, I guess, the afterlife, and do you want to put up with that? So I guess the question here would be more like, feed the pig, don't feed the pig, stay in hell, like, and like, I guess the economy of that. Either way, it's definitely ranking, you know, some of the bottom tiers because regardless, you are dead. But
I'm thinking
technically, what are you thinking?
I was gonna say C tier.
C tier.
So I feel like it's a fortitude, just like with Mr. Bear's Cellar.
Yep.
I feel like it's kind of a fortitude / situational thing, like case by case.
Definitely case by case. So yeah, same thing for a lot of C tiers where it's like it matters like in certain elements where because Feed the Pig is the first one where explicitly the ending is.
Well, crap! I think C tier is all of like the how is your mental fortitude because we also put Ted the Caver in there.
Ted the Caver, and like. And then the other two again like are situational on other people. So that honestly makes sense for all.
So I say put Feed the Pig in C.
Feed the Pig is definitely C tier, and it's definitely like I don't know how to quantify it. And I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but like one of the weird things about Feed the Pig is that like it ends specifically with survival.
Yes.
Right. It is unlike the horror of it. Right. Is that you are already dead and you are fleeing from this like nightmarish reality that you basically plunged yourself into, even though like you know the mental health and all that. God, it's such a good story. I gotta pick up the
Black Farm.
Yep, Black Farm sometime.
Yes.
Next episode.
Stolen Tongues.
Ooh, this is interesting.
This is like easily top 3 for me.
Top 3 in terms of
Creepcast stories.
I can see it.
Not to mention just the Hunter having no allegiance to Allison.
Just immediately in like Barbados or like.
Speaking of, have you seen Allison's new most recent video of like her washing the dogs?
I have not. I got.
Well, you see young Hunter.
Oh shit.
Before he gained the weight.
Oh shit.
He's just Canyon, no meat.
Oh, he's just Canyon.
He's just Canyon.
Oh fuck! They unmeated my canyon.
Yes.
Also, I loved we found a little broken piece of
a mechanical pencil
on the floor of this abandoned what's the place
Odyssey Fun World.
The Odyssey Fun World, and we just kind of been messing around with it while sitting. Are we still in the stage area, or have we moved?
No, I'm actively kind of wandering over. It's weird. It's like him being kind of beckoned to the labyrinth of arcade machines.
Kind of, like, have been trying to like avoid going there, but I feel like there's a bit like. I mean, we gotta go. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be no one there.
Yeah.
It's long abandoned.
I mean, like, who knows? Maybe like even some of them got quarters in them.
Yeah. Go rummaging around.
Yeah.
Kicking things over.
Yeah,
Check your sneakers.
Yeah.
So Stolen Tongues.
Stolen Tongues. I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna put B tier
I could.
because I feel like it's more survivable than it's not just the kind of crapshoot based on how lucky you are and mentally strong. Because like I feel like there's other outside factors that you could do that our protagonist did.
Yeah, but because I feel like with Stolen Tongues definitely feels like the most apparent, like, big scale threat, right? Because that whole area seems to be infested with like these like boogums of Native American folklore, right?
Yeah.
Or reality in that case, and it's definitely a case of like if I were to go there now, right? I could definitely pick out like, hey, right, this is what's going on, right? I could discern that, but at the same time, I wouldn't know every facet of it, and it feels like because there's more than one entity, right? There's obviously the main one, right? But like, if you're in like you're essentially stuck living in a haunted forest, right? In which I feel like the odds are definitely more stacked against you. That might balance that out to maybe C tier.
All right. Okay.
Because like if it was just the one like skinwalker, I could definitely be like, okay, maybe that would be B tier. But I think it's made clear that like this is like a whole ass like
ecosystem.
Which you have now entered and you now have to adapt in. What's up next?
Next is it breathes, it breathes, it bleeds, it breeds.
I mean,
you end dying.
You die regardless. You have a living guy inside of you.
In which I'm personally going to say D tier, where basically you are. You end with dying. But, it's not a fate worse. It's not a fate worse than death, but you are going to die by the end of it.
Regardless, you're done. You're done. So.
Yeah.
Alright. What is that one?
This is the I watch a girl on a screen. You see, this one's funny.
Yeah.
Because it was part 5.
Fucking 5 of the story that they jumped in the middle of.
Like this is like you're like, hey, I want to watch a movie. What if I decide to watch, I don't know, Avengers Infinity War? I've never seen a Marvel movie.
Sounds like a good place to pick up.
A part of me kind of wants to just put that into like the unmarked tab.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a very fair thing because we lack the context.
We lack context, yeah, and even regardless, like it ends with like so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I didn't understand it because I didn't have the context.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm just going to jump straight into Barasco 4. Like, obviously no shit, we're not going to understand what's going on here. There's a giant tree, and there's all kinds of stuff going on there. I don't know the thought about this story, but I don't know. I'd love to see them read maybe the first 5 parts.
I would be in. I would like that.
I don't know. I mean, it definitely seems less horror-oriented, but, What's up next?
Next is Tales from the Gas Station.
Ooh.
S tier.
S tier. Kinda?
A tier.
Yeah. It's weird, because I could see a case for S tier, and also, like, D tier,
Yeah.
or the D or F tier there, because, but I don't want to put it in C, and also A tier probably fits better for a nice little bell curve right there, but like, it's weird because on the one hand, I feel like if I was like the main character, right, I could definitely survive indubitably, right? If I kind of had an understanding like, hey, this is what's going on. I don't give a shit. There's that nice apathy to get through the workday type deal, right? Then that would be nice. But if I was like, who was it, Diego that kept dying?
Yeah.
Which is funny that again they did not mention Hunter Hancock Diego once during that story, even though like I don't know. I feel like Hunter Hancock was living with the same Diego as in the story.
Yeah.
Hunter Hancock kept killing that fucking man, and didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Next is my significant other took our roleplay too far. I'm saying Better Off Dead.
Yeah, they're probably better off dead. But I mean, it's
Because
weird.
both of these people ended up incredibly disfigured.
If they're both people, is the
Yeah.
thing. If there's even two people, or if it's
Yeah.
just you going crazy, which is weird because it's like it's like Psychosis is ending, right? And
But like, I feel it's worse because at the end of the day, they both survived.
Yeah.
And were expected to go back to normal.
Were they? Because weren't they they were like getting like psychiatric help at the end? And,
Only the girl was.
But again, remember, like Hunter's theory, like it's like a split personality thing.
Yeah.
In which case, like, I don't know. I feel like sure, this is bad, right? This is definitely not a good mental place to be in, right? But I'm under the assumption that this is the exact same person, right? Who is just degrading, right, due to something. Maybe like this is one like this. They had a partner, right? Then they passed away, and like the grief kind of just unraveled in its own way to the point where it split personality wise, and then. By the end there, right, you're kind of, back to, not normal, right, but you are on a path to recovery, right? And I feel like, if I were to go through that...
But also I feel with that, you being, even if you were on a path to recovery, you would be in a pen pal situation.
True.
Where at the end of the day, that madness would still be there.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I just feel like, with pen pal, it's a lifetime of trauma. With this one, it is like...
It was what? I think it was like 6 months?
Yeah, a few months, right? Like, a few months to be in a, episode is not good, right? By any metric or any stretch of the imagination. But I wouldn't say that it's like, the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah.
But I guess it's very hard to quantify because I feel like if I went through this, I could probably, and I got to the end, I could probably survive and get through, back to living some semblance of normalcy, right? But I can also definitely see the pen pal argument.
Yeah.
It seems we're at a crossroads.
C tier?
Yeah, I get it, because it would depend on your mental fortitude to, even just, if you're having this breakdown, get through to the end in order to, not kill yourself or, have anything bad happen to you. This is going to be our longest episode by a mile. We have already passed, the longest episodes in terms of length on both of these maps.
I mean, there's been a lot of, breaks.
Sure, but that's normal. These breaks have not been that long. Oh well. Hey, how did we end up in the labyrinth? I blinked and hey, wait, hold on. I don't remember entering here. I remember talking about we were on the. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a light. Some arcade. Why are lights on? Why is some of the arcade lights are on down there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ah, shit. Fuck, what do we, I mean, I guess we can just kind of start making our way towards it. I mean, surely it has to end at some point, right? It's gonna end relatively soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, this is just... Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be fine. I mean, this at worst we find some old people.
Yeah.
You have an incredible strength and a mallet, or you could probably vaporize someone with one punch. I have this metal pipe. I'm no athlete, but I could probably hold my own. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Right. Next one.
What was the next one?
The dog one.
The dog one. What was?
The Grandpa Ernest.
Yeah, Grandpa Ernest. D tier.
Really?
Well, no, I was saying just surviving Grandpa Ernest.
Oh yeah, no, surviving Grandpa Ernest. That's
a D tier. You're dead.
That's a D tier.
He's mechanized and on a fucking wheelchair. But fuck yeah. What happened in the story? I don't remember anything.
I don't remember that one at all.
I just remember the dog was acting weird. And that was it.
Yeah. I think I tried biting him. I'm gonna say S tier.
Yeah, probably S tier.
A sad S tier, sure.
Yeah,
but
definitely a somber S tier. Sorry, Hamlet. What's up next?
Do you?
Yeah, I hear that.